Alright, in this video I just want to recap a trip that we took in 2019 to Alaska. This was a fishing trip. We went out here specifically to go fishing, and I just kind of want to retrace our steps a little bit in case, 2 years down the road, 20 years down the road, I want to go back and have the information from the experience that I've had there before in the past. So last year was my third trip to Alaska. It's a awesome place to go, especially during the summertime. It's beautiful. There's a ton of stuff to do. Show you guys the big picture here. Oops, not going to Russia. So Anchorage, this is where we're flying into in all of our Alaska trips. We are not up in the Arctic zone here. We are in southern Alaska, which in the summertime is awesome. It's very lush and very green, and there are giant animals everywhere. So we fly into Anchorage. Great little town, lots to do, lots of little hotels and streets to walk and shopping. God, this is slow catching up. So we fly in Anchorage, rented a truck, and we drove south. Now, this road is a very popular road. It's in a lot of movies. It's also in a lot of blogs or depictions of this area, people who are visiting the Anchorage area. This is a beautiful sight to see. Cook's Inlet right here, and when you're heading south to Kenai, the road is just right on the beach here. You can see people windsurfing, or fishing or clamming. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So as we're cruising on down, oohing and awing at all of the wonderful sights to see on Seward Highway, we're going to come on down here, and this is a important junction at Turn Lake. We'll go ahead and scroll out so you can see why. So in past trips, not last year, but previous trips, this junction right here at Swan Lake, if you go west, this is going to take you out to Cooper's Landing, Kenai, Homer, all those areas. If you go south, it's going to take you to Seward. Seward is I believe cruises check in at Seward. It's a little harbor town, very picturesque, lots of boats. But this is the tiny town of Seward. The Iditarod, the dog race thing, that starts here, I believe, and we've stayed at, I think it was either this hotel or this hotel. Best Western, yep, we stayed at that Best Western, right there on the water. So this is Seward. That's a great little spot to go check out, but that's a good hour-and-a-half ride, maybe an hour's ride. So that tells you how far you kind of have to drive here. So Kenai, this is the crossroads here. If you go west, this is Kenai Lake. Oops. Yep, I've got a drone video of this. We parked right here, and I flew my drone out to about right here and back. It's frozen over in this particular shot. Heading out west, Cooper's Landing. This is the infamous Kenai River. It is awesome, and I believe that this is the Russian. I think. Is that what this is? Stesic Creek Trail. Cooper Dam. Let's see, hang on. No, this is the Russian right here. Yep, campsites. So this is the Russian River. We'll scroll out, show you where this is. In Kenai. Russian River is right here. Anchorage is right here, so we'll fly around. This is the Russian River. If you check out my videos, you'll see that we are on this river salmon fishing. And the river comes out of a lake. There's a bigger river up top, Lower Russian Lake. There's an Upper Russian Lake. and you're basically going uphill, up mountain from here. But the salmon get all in this river. You can see them. It's awesome. So Kenai River, the drift boating that we did, and the wading on the side of the big river. This was the Kenai. Not this part of the part we floated on the drift boat was this part. But if you go all the way over to Soldotna, this is where we stayed in. This is where we stayed for most of the trip in 2019. We stayed right around in this area in a house. It was a refinished basement of a house that had a small apartment, 3-bedroom apartment down there. So we stayed there. We ate at a lot of the restaurants here. We used the laundromat and Swiftwater Park. This is one of the areas that we were out wading, fishing for salmon here at Swiftwater Park. There's a few other spots here. We fished around this bridge. There's RV camping right here. This is a pretty decent sized town. As you can see, there's banks and stores and restaurants and all sorts of things here. And this is the Kenai River that runs right around it. So great area to fish. The salmon are moving up the Kenai River. Every single salmon that moves up into the Kenai is going to come through here. So they have a count, machines that count the number of fish that come up. This is the town of Kenai. This is the mouth of the river. And all this is fishable water here. You can see chunks of ice floating out, but we go in the summertime. And apparently the beaches at Kenai right around in here are popular fishing areas, dip netting areas. So we visited this area, romped around here quite a bit. We also went south all the way down to Homer one day. Got up at like 5 a.m. in the morning, drove all the way down through here, down through Castleoff. And this is Homer. And it's just a little spit of land. Oops. Little spit of land. And there's a beach on one side. There's a harbor out here. There's also lots of little Salty Dog Saloon and little, restaurants and stores and that sort of thing. I think we had fish and chips here. No. Somewhere. But it's a really cool area. This is where our fishing boat came out of. We're just going to give you the bird's eye view here. Flew in Anchorage, came around, Cooper's Landing, Kenai River, Soldotna, Kenai, down Castleoff, and Homer. We had a blast fishing, probably some of the worst waters we've ever been in a boat. I mean, it was like 22-foot swells out there, and this boat captain was just, full steam ahead through that stuff. It was wild. But we caught fish. We caught our limit of halibut, and we also caught some rockfish as well too. All that is also in the videos. So great area, great vacation. All in all, it probably cost us about $2,500 a piece for this trip between the vehicle, place to stay, fishing equipment. I don't know, maybe even $3,000, somewhere in that area. But well worth it if you got the money. It's a great trip. So this was salmon fishing and offshore fishing in Alaska. Thanks for checking out the video. If you guys got any questions, let me know, and I hope I get to make it back here again sometime. Also on a previous trip, we took a boat out of Seward into Prince William Sound, and we halibut fished, I would say right around in this area in Prince William Sound. That was a blast. Puffins, giant halibut, bluebird day. The water was definitely better here than it was fishing in this area out of Homer. But so that's it. That is my Alaska Great Alaska fishing trip rundown. So y'all let me know if you got any questions. Take care.